Right.
Mickey, what did you make of the decision not to enforce the follow-on?
Interesting one. Obviously, Asda's got his, got his reasons. I thought we were a long way behind the game. We were probably happy in our dressing room that he didn't, but by the same token, England was so far ahead in the game that he could take some time out of it. He could rest his quick bowlers, and I guess that was the decision that he took and the decision he wanted to make. And it's irrelevant at the end of the day for us as to what decision he made. All I can say is that we probably fully expected to be batting again.
Yes. Neil?
In terms of how it affects the way in which you're playing the game, obviously now your thoughts are that you're going to have to survive a certain amount of time to get a draw out of the game. Is that something that you didn't expect, and actually does it give you a feeling that maybe you might be able to sneak something out of the game that you thought was long gone?
Well, look, going into our second innings, batting in our second innings, we had to bat with that intensity. We had to bat with that hope again that we could get something out of the game. So whether we followed on or whether we're going to bat now to save it is still irrelevant in terms of the way we're going to go about our second innings. I was disappointed with the way we went about our first innings, without a doubt. So we need to improve. We need to improve that quickly and come back strong.
Do you think that, just one more, do you think that whenever that time does come that you have to start that second innings, that you've got the application, I guess, the batting dedication to be able to get something out of it?
Yeah, look, without a doubt, I believe in every one of those batsmen we've got in our dressing room. I think they're all very, very good players in their own right, and they've all proved that. What we need to do is we need to be a lot more disciplined outside of the stump. We've been nicking off at about that fifth stump line a lot of the time, which has been particularly disappointing. We've got to let the bowlers come a lot straighter to us. We've got to be a lot more disciplined at fifth stump, and that's something we've spoken hard about, and something that we'll be trying to do. I think the key though is that you've still got to have that same intensity. We've still got to be looking to score, because if you just go into survival mode, you're going to get knocked over at the end of the day.
George, could you explain the Mohamed Hafiz's situation, how much of an asset it would be to have him back as a bowler, and whether he's doing any work on his bowling at the moment?
Yeah, he is. Hafiz had a knee injury, so he wasn't able to get over his front leg. So we have started now that rehabilitation process for him. We've started work on him getting over his front leg. We've started work on his action. We're hoping to get him assessed as soon as we can. Hopefully, it might be one test match of the series, but certainly for the one days, because it just gives us so much more balance.
Chris?
Just a word on Misbah. He kind of kept his head when everyone else was falling around him. How important is it the rest of the team follow his example when you do that at some point tomorrow?
I mean, he's been an example for the players for a long period in time. I thought that Wahab showed a huge amount of application at number 10. I was really disappointed our top order didn't show that same amount of application. But again, that's gone. We trust every one of those players. We believe in every one of those players. We believe in every one of their ability. We've just got to go out there and do it tomorrow. You're always looking for a big score from one of your top order. We didn't get that in the first innings, which was particularly disappointing on a wicket that was very friendly to bat on, to be honest. So let's hope we can do it in the second innings.
Just to clarify, do you think that Pakistan are slightly more likely to draw this game as a result of England's decision to bat a second time?
Interesting. Probably yes. It probably gives us a bit better of a chance, but that is certainly not an inflammatory headline at all, because irrespective of when Alistair decides to declare, we're still going to have to bat damn well. So I just think we'll probably have to bat well for a little bit less.
Mickey Wahab went off the field, injury while batting. Do you know how he's doing, please?
Yeah, he got a smack on the elbow, which is fairly swollen. It's his bowling arm, so he couldn't use it today. He's been iced up a lot. He's been treated quite a bit, and we're hoping that he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Is there something about the way players play the game today, the type of cricket they play so much, that makes batting for a draw particularly difficult for a lot of particularly younger players in Test cricket?
Yeah, probably. You know, the intensity of batting has changed. I mean, we saw Joe Root do it. You know, we've seen Joe Root come out and play magnificently this Test match. Probably so, but we've still got to show that application, we've still got to show that dedication, we've still got to do the basics right before we can even start thinking about getting anything out of this game. So probably yes, but I'm hoping one of our batsmen will go big and get a big score.